Hi friends, Andrea here with a new video for you. Today we're going to work with a Paige Evans explosion box that can be found at Michael's, and I'm going to walk you through. You can see that my box is mainly ready at this point. I've worked already on 1.5 layers. So on this video I'm going to walk you through how I decorated the rest of the box. Reason being, this weekend we had the chance to start working on our boxes along with Paige, and this is what I've gotten so far. So you can see that I chose the bigger box. This box comes with 3 layers, 3 lids, and it is just so much fun to decorate and to see how it starts coming together and looking pretty. It's just the most rewarding feeling. So there are 2 sizes available of these boxes at Michael's stores, and there are 2 different colors, so 4 box options in total. You have the craft and white for the smaller box that has 2 layers with some heart shapes on the sides that help the box stay together in one piece. And then you have these option also in craft and white. This is the white one. I went with the white. I decided to go with the white box because I wasn't sure if I wanted to leave more white borders. I normally like to do that with photos and sometimes with my pattern paper. So I decided to stick with white just in case I wanted to play with that, and you'll see me doing that on mainly on the lids. I will have some white borders and white space. Okay, so it seems like at this point I am done with that second layer. I will have a flip through once we are done decorating all of them. I just wanted you to see how the rest of it, or what was left, got to be decorated and how my work process on this. So these pages have these flaps, have also pockets. So I will also be working on that. So you can see my box, I used the same pattern paper on the 4 flaps, and it is the same pattern paper that I used on the outside of my box. We'll also get there. So this is one thing. Even though this box is full of color, full of layers, full of action with all the exploding, I like to try to keep things as symmetrical as possible. And even though I decided to cut the white border on my 4 photos prior to start actually decorating one by one, because I wanted to make sure I knew exactly where each photo will go. Now for this one, I am creating an extra pocket, so you can see that there is already a piece of paper inside. Playing with those stars. I love those gold stars, and I realized that I had not used them yet, so I went all in on that flap. Those paper clips are also one of my favorite embellishments. So on this box you will see mainly two collections mixed. I worked with the And Many More from Pink Paisley and the goodies from Paige Evans from the explosion box that can be found at Michael's. I will have a list of supplies on the description, on the comment box below, just so you are able to see what I used, and where to find it. But as I said, some of the embellishments, some of the stickers and die cuts are also from the And Many More collection from Pink Paisley. Seems like I found the perfect sticker to go there. And now on to the last photo. So even though the photo corners are not the same color on this one and the opposite one, on the opposite side you see the yellow ones, it was kind of the idea, mirroring the idea of the photo corners. I love these tiny envelopes, so I used some of the tiny stickers. I didn't want to write on the envelope. I think I didn't have the right pen and didn't want to, make a mess. So I found just the perfect cute stickers that could fit in there. And to decorate the outside of the envelope, I went first with one sticker, I think one that says Happy Birthday. Found that tiny purple heart, make sure that the envelope would open and close with it on it, and then I found the perfect sticker I decided to keep there. Some double-sided tape, and one die cut, and that flap is done. For the pieces that will go inside the pockets, I used the exact same acetate but the exact same color, and just try to keep it consistent. And I decorated using some die cuts, and I created even more pockets in there on some of the other ones, but using the same color acetate on each one of them. I love that they're see-through. Here we go. I'm just gonna add the name, and after that we'll see the entire box. We'll be opening all the flaps, and I'll walk you through the entire box. For the outside of the box though, even though I told you that I used 2 collections, this piece of pattern paper is from the Horizon collection. Alright, so here is the box. It's very, you can see, shakery, and it says Happy Birthday, hooray, and you can see that the same pattern paper is the one that I used on the outside of the box. So once you open it, you can see the layer that we just decorated. We're about to open the second one, and the third lid. On these layer you have this first flap. It has a pocket in it, a triangle, and that one is mirroring the other one. So I went with purple for both of them, and the same yellow border and pink photo corners. And on the other 2 photos you can see that I decorated the pocket the exact same way and created a pink border with yellow photo corners. All right, this box is decorated with some of the Paige Evans embellishments, as well as the Pink Paisley and many more. For this ones you can see the same thing. I created 2 pockets on opposite sides, and on the other 2 sides I used an acetate piece to do the border of the photos. I used the exact same pattern paper to cover the 4 flaps. And I believe, and Paige has mentioned this on her flip throughs, this box has a lot of space in between boxes, so you please feel free to keep adding and adding layers. There should be no problem when it comes to closing the boxes. And the same goes for the lids. You can see that I added layers and layers of embellishments, and my boxes close perfectly. They fit perfectly. So here you can see, now I'm going to show you the 4 pieces of acetate that went, decorated pieces of acetate that went inside of the pockets. This one has an extra pocket with more space for either journaling or for her to add her own pictures. This one on this side has, as I mentioned before, the pocket that we created with the photo. And then the actual pocket that comes with the box, I just added 1 die cut. And the last one, I believe we created another pocket. So here is the envelope, how it opens, and you can read the messages that are in there. And yes, this one has another pocket with a tab in it. And this is it. We're going to close it now. So for each one of my boxes, I used the same pattern paper all around, and I did not decorate the outside of the inner boxes either. I just kept it so when you open the box, she just sees a new box to be open. I'm going to show you now some close-up pictures. You can see the white border that we were talking about on each one of the lids. You can leave it or not. That depends on what you prefer. Here are all the tiny flaps and all the details, all the layers that you can add to each one of these flaps. So I would say what takes the longest working on these boxes is the actual measuring and gluing the papers, your base papers, to cover the actual box. It is definitely up to you how many of those layers or how many of those flaps you want to cover. Of course, I would say it looks way better when the whole box is completely covered with pattern paper. But again, it's up to you. And I hope this video inspires you to grab your favorite scrapbooking materials and start working on these boxes. They are great also to work with the kids. I have a plan for Valentine's Day to have a couple of these boxes and sit down with my kids and create a new one. As I said, the materials that I used will be on the box below. There are direct links that you can click and check at Michael's stores for all the Paige Evans Explosion box materials. I hope the video was helpful and inspiring, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.